This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to do some viewer mail today. I want to jump right into it because I've got some awesome stuff to share. So first up is this beautiful zine. This is called Emulsio Digital Volume 6. This comes to us from Cuauhtémoc Arrieta. I hope I'm saying your name right. Anyway, Cuauhtémoc writes, "Hi Ted, I recently sent you my zine, Emulsio Digital Volume 6. It is part of a long-term body of work developed over more than a decade, photographing reflections, layers, and fragmented moments through glass in cities around the world. The project explores photography not simply as documentation, but as a way of questioning perception itself, where reflection, transparency, memory, and the coincidence coexist into a single frame. Color also plays a central role, influenced by Joseph Alber's ideas about color as something cognitive, emotional, and structural rather than decorative. The black background of the zine is intentional, allowing the colors to remain contained within the page. I grew up in Coyoacán, Mexico City, surrounded by artists, photographers, books, paintings, and cinema. Graciela Iturbide, Pedro Mayer, Manuel Alvarez Bravo, and Juan Rufo all helped shape the way that I approach photography today. I've followed the art of photography for years and would be honored if you had had a chance to look through the zine." So Cuauhtémoc, this is awesome work. I really love what you're doing here. I love your comment about Joseph Albers and your tie-in with color and the function that it has within your images. And I certainly think that I'm seeing that throughout here. There's definitely a nod to Saul Leiter in here, which is, to be expected when you're dealing with reflections and textures on windows and things, but you're taking it a step further. And I do think that you're calling this work your own. And it's really interesting that you have this exploration that's gone into 6 zines now, where you're really only working with glass as a material. And I think that it sets you up for some really interesting things in here. A couple of things that I want to point out. One, your sense of framing is particularly interesting. And not just framing within the picture, but even within the layout. So you've kind of got the asymmetrical thing going here. But also within the frame, it's unavoidable with the way you're shooting street photography when we're dealing with windows, but you have a lot of subframing that happens within here. So it creates a lot of interest in these little microstructures that you've got with potential for composition in there. I think you're doing a really wonderful job with all this, and I really think this is strong work. And I love the fact that you're from Coyoacán, and as you probably already know, Graciela Iturbide is one of my favorite photographers ever. I have not been back to Coyoacán or Mexico City, for that matter, since 2016 when I did that interview, and I really would love to go back. It's an amazing place. But man, I really love the work that you're doing. I'd love to continue to see more. I think you've got a lot of potential and a lot of ideas that you're moving on here. One thing I want to make a comment, though, and it's not that it's bad or anything, but I like the fact that this has taken over multiple cities. You label them in here. Here's New York. But I kind of wonder at the same time if you need that, because the work itself actually is transcending place, which I think is an indication of very strong work. It's not dependent on the place at all. It's saying that you have something to say that you're projecting across the world, essentially. And so, man, keep me posted with this. I love what you're doing. I will link up to all the work from our submissions today in the show description below. This is definitely worth getting. So, man, thanks for sending. Speaking of zines, I would like to mention that I am teaching one more online zine course this year. This may be the last one I do this year because I've got some stuff coming up later. So if you were interested, I will be teaching this one in September. So what is a zine class, you might be asking? Well, this is an opportunity for you if you've got a project that you're working on or a project that you'd like to be working on to be able to get some help from me. So the way that we do these, I teach them on Zoom. So we meet online and we will meet once a week, and they run basically the course of 1 month. And so there are 3 big group classes, we call them, where everybody meets together and I go over stuff, ideas, concepts, things like that when it comes to publishing and layout and design and spreads and pacing and all that good stuff. And then the 3rd week is probably my favorite because this is an active class. You will be doing a project. We break into small groups and you're going to share your project and where you are. So it's a great opportunity to get feedback from me as well as the other people in the class. And the last one that I taught this July was absolutely outstanding. I had such a good time. And that week 3, you get in there and you see all the range of projects that people are doing. They're very different. And it's really inspiring to see everybody's work in there. So I hope you guys would consider joining. The next one will be in September. I'll put a link in the description below. You can go to the website, tedforbes.com, for more information. But anyway, come along. You will have a good time. All right, so next up is this beautiful book. This is called Torii. This comes to us from Ulana Switucha. You guys are really challenging me with these names today, so I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, she included this beautiful little note here, and I'll read some of this to you. She writes, "Dear Ted, Torii is my first photo book. It is the culmination of years of exploring well-known and remote areas of Japan. It is a journey through the quiet beauty of the Japanese spiritual landscape, and in particular, the iconic Torii gates. My creative approach favors minimalism, allowing each scene to emerge as a meditative focal point. While visiting these places, the landscape invited reflection, and my hope is that the viewer will feel that same quiet fascination. I enjoy your channel, and I value the diversity of your work and your reviews. I hope you enjoy the journey in Torii, Ulana. So one of the things that's going to be hard to pick up on the video, but I want to go ahead and show you here, is Ulana has these sections in here where she's using translucent paper, and they kind of layer, so you can start to see an image reveal underneath. And as I go through more, the image reveals until finally it leads the viewer to the next image on the page. What's really cool is when you see this in front of it, you're seeing kind of this double image. It gives a three-dimensional quality to it. Anyway, I think it's absolutely beautiful. So Ulana, your work here is fantastic. I really love what you're doing. I love your style. What's interesting, though, is something that you said in your note, which I want to kind of emphasize, because I assume you're going to be doing more work in Japan, and I would like to see you expand on this. I think Torii is a wonderful start, and anyway, this is going to be constructive criticism. It has nothing to do with the quality of your photography. It is excellent. But the collection of Torii is essentially a book of Torii gates, and you get to a point where you keep going through the next page and the next page, and you know you're going to see another one. But I challenge you to think about this book as being something beyond the Torii gates, and you said it in your letter when you said you hope the viewer feels the same quiet fascination. And I think that's interesting because these are really not pictures of Torii gates. They're views of quiet fascination. And I think that could inform your next subject material. But anyway, that is a super nitpicky comment, and it is not a reflection of the work itself. You have done a beautiful job on this. A lot of work went into here. And the book is absolutely gorgeous in the way it's printed. I love the cloth cover, the embossing on here. You should be very proud of this. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that because I want to see you do more work, and that might influence your direction moving forward on this. But awesome stuff, Ulana. All right, I've got a couple more projects that I want to share with you. I've got this amazing project that deals with portraits and another conceptual landscape project called August. But real quick, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor this week, who are the always awesome folks over at Squarespace. How easy is it to build an amazing website in a matter of minutes? Squarespace has you covered. It's dead simple. Head over to Squarespace, hit Get Started. You can start by selecting from an impressive collection of customizable templates, or you can do what I do, build your own. Something unique because, you're not like other websites. Give your site a name. Next, you can build your homepage. We'll start with a few preset layouts just to get us going. Want to sell products like books or prints? Well, you can feature those on your homepage. Create a few more sections if you want. Let's also give it a color palette. There's a whole bunch to choose from, and just get us started. We can change this all later. Next, let's select the typography choices. Welcome to your website. Everything is set up and it's all ready for you to customize. Squarespace is built on Fluid Engine, the next generation of website design. Select Edit, and Fluid Engine allows you to drag, place, and resize any element on the page. You can snap these to a grid, you can make them float on top of one another, you can freeform however you like. You can even preview and adjust how the site looks on either desktop or mobile. The layouts are independent. Of course, you'll want a portfolio for your work. Creating an image gallery is as easy as dropping a folder of images on your web browser. Once uploaded, you can drag to resort, customize the look, and Squarespace writes all of the code for you. Everything just works and it looks fabulous. Want to sell your own prints, books, or zines? Squarespace has the capabilities to not only set up your online store and collect payments, but they also give you all the tools that you're going to need to be successful. Managing shipping and payment options, manage your orders, and engage with your customers. They even give you the tax tools that you need to keep things organized and stay compliant. You should try Squarespace for yourself. It's absolutely free, no credit card required. Just go to squarespace.com/AOP, sign up for that free trial. If you decide Squarespace is right for you, I can save you an additional 10% on your order by using offer code AOP on checkout. That's right. The code is AOP. So stop procrastinating. Go build your website today. And I want to give a special shout out and thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. All right, so next up is this lovely little zine. This comes to us from Tim Allen. This is called Strangers When We Meet. I'm going to read you a little of the intro here because it's very cool. He writes, inspired by my late dad who loved to chat to anyone he met and named after a song by David Bowie, this ongoing long-term project is primarily based in Hastings and St. Leonard's-on-Sea. I have met and photographed over 200 people so far, and this is a selection of my favorite portraits. The full project can be seen on my website and Instagram, and I will link these up below, but the proceeds to this benefit St. Michael's Hospice. And Tim, this is really beautiful. And I think what I like the most about it is there's a real sense of honesty and personality that comes through with this. And I think that's very appropriate considering the type of project this is. I think it's really easy for photographers to want to bring in an element of pretension sometimes to make images of something that they're really not. And I think in a case like this, it's very important to have these people illustrated and shown exactly as they are. I love that you're just using outside locations for these. They're not studio, it's loose. It feels really good to me, and I think this is a great cause. I will link up to Tim's work below. This is an awesome project, so make sure that you check it out. And as he mentioned, all the proceeds in here go to charity. So I'll link him below. And anyway, Tim, thanks for sharing, man. This is an awesome project. 200 people is something to be proud of. You should do more of these. This is cool. All right, so next up is a very interesting project. This book is called August, a collection of photographs by Patrick Koetzle. He included a note which reads, "Dear Ted, I was planning a photography trip to the Redwoods when YouTube recommended your channel. I was immediately drawn to your honesty, your process, and your tutorials. Thank you for your inspiration. I have been photographing as a creative outlet for about 10 years, and earlier this year I released my first book, August, which I am sending along for your thoughts. As I've been planning my next book, I thought your perspective would be invaluable. August is a collection of photographs made across Colorado and Wyoming during the month of August over several years. The book is divided into 5 sections: Outward, Apart, Pioneers, Endure, and Still, following a journey from our attraction to nature through the exploration and settlement and to the way photographers preserve memories after we're gone. The photographs were all made on film using a Mamiya C220, Nikon FE, and Canon AE1 program. My next project will be digital and explore water as a central theme with the working title At the Water's Edge. I'd love to hear your thoughts in any direction that you might have. Keep up the amazing work highlighting incredible artists. All the best, Patrick." So Patrick, this is really nicely done, and there's a bunch of things that I love about this. First of all, I love the idea of using just kind of the single word titles to pique the interest of the reader. I can definitely say, speaking for myself, it gives me enough without over-explaining things to keep my interest in the photos that I'm seeing. The other thing that I love about this is, yes, these are landscape images, but at the same time, you vary the subject matter up enough to keep our interest, to show us a little more that goes beyond that. So it could be a still life of rocks, it could be a truck. It goes right in with your themes of the single words that you're using. If I were going to give you any advice for your second book, first of all, I'm really glad that you're heading in that direction, and the whole idea of a project based on water is very curious to me. I think you have a really good sense of pacing as you go through, a good sense of narrative. You're varying your subject matter up, like I said. The only thing I would be careful of is there's a couple times where we see an image like this one that appears in multiple places. And while I know they are different images, they kind of look like they're the same in a couple instances. So I would make sure that you're keeping that variety consistent throughout the book. The other thing is, even though the narrative is good, I want you to think about the idea of spreads. And the idea of a spread, and I talk about this a lot in the zine course that I teach, is that anytime you have 2 facing pages that are open to the reader at the same time, like it or not, any images that fall on these pages have a relationship with one another. Now, this is a nice layout with 4 images, but it would be really cool to see some kind of visual continuity that kind of went across. It's hard to do with 4 images. It's a little bit easier to do with 2. And I think the idea of water, it already has my mind working of what I would do, but I mean, you're going to be dealing with things like line, kind of organic direction at spots, flow, no pun intended. And so I think there's an enormous amount of possibilities that you have with the subject of water. Please keep me posted, and I would love to see where you take this from here, because I think August is really well done. And so, my man, awesome work. Everybody's going to be linked in the show description below. This book is highly recommended. It's very good. And if you guys have any questions, drop me a comment. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Until then, later.